Alright, today we are taking a look at the Astrox 99 Pro, the third generation, and we will be making a comparisons to the previous models. We'll do this a bit differently since we have played just a bit with it, but it's also almost a first time trying it out. We just tested just for a few bits, and we'll later on return to the courts again to test it once more. I mean, it's powerful.
All right, let's go through some of the new specs here, William. And what are the main differences from the first and second generation here?
Yeah, well, so I guess the big differences for this racket is the fact that they've gone back to the 76 grommet system, as we saw on the first generation. They had the 68 system or grommet system on the second iteration. And they've also gone with the new end cap on this racket. It's kind of like what we see on the Yonex tennis rackets. And supposedly it has saved a bunch of weight, or actually very important weight for badminton racket. So there's less weight down here now, meaning they have more weight to play around with on the racket where they're going to place it. And there's one place where this weight have gone on this racket, and where's that?
That's in the head.
That's in the head.
They took all the weight from the bottom and put it up in the head, because that's, of course, one of the first things that we noticed, that it is a heavier racket.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, it is.
So I think a big key difference here is if you are a player that used to play with the second generation Astrox 99, this is actually quite the different racket. If you were to ask me, I'd almost say that this first generation kind of sits in the middle. It was a bit of a more of a head-heavy racket, a pretty stable feeling head, and then they made the second generation. This racket was advertised through Kento Momota and these very stable lifts. They said, you know, lift to get you out of the situations so you can play with a heavier racket. And that caused a bit more of a maybe shallow feeling head, and also the different grommets made the whole feeling of the racket a bit different. Now we're back to this, and I'd say these two actually don't really have anything in common apart from the name and some red colors on them. Because this thing more, to me, seems like they took the first generation. With this one, they tried to change some things with the lifting and everything. Wasn't quite so popular, and now they've gone the completely opposite way, and they've gone for the pure power with this one. That is now in a pretty slick looking grayish black colorway with a few different things going on, but I guess maybe you can take that as a bit of an explanation.
You can see that they are playing a little bit with different colors here.
They are.
And what pops up in my mind is, of course, the green top here, but also the grommets here, the orange stuff on the side. Why do you think they have done this? It's kind of like weird system. It's actually no system, but design-wise, they maybe think it's nice, right? It's
definitely a design choice. I think this is something that's going to be splitting the waters. So either you really like these grommets, you think they add something great to the racket, and maybe you don't. I think personally for me, if I was to pick up this racket and play it as a daily racket, I'd keep them as they were because it's different. But if one of my orange grommets were to break or have to be replaced, I would probably replace all of them to black grommets.
Yeah.
So I have a bit less going on, because currently there's both the green grommets in the top by the power assist bumper, and then there's the kind of see-through grommets in the bottom,
yeah,
the black ones and the orange one. So 4 colors going on in the grommets. So I guess if you are a person that maybe doesn't like the orange grommets, luckily grommets are quite cheap. You can actually easily replace them, and you can kind of make the whole thing a bit more monotone or the same colors, I guess, for the racket.
Yeah.
There you go. But I guess as a general thing, the colors going on, they are quite cool, actually. I really like the shaft of it. I like the bottom really cool. Of it.
The gray stuff down here, it looks really, really nice. And also like a science fiction movie or something like this. It's really, really nice. Up in the top, yeah. Maybe I would change the color if it were up to me to design it. But that's how it is. Somebody like green, orange, and stuff like this. But
yes. And talking about green, there's something with the green, because this racket has launched with special edition racket bags.
And they are really nice.
They are really, really nice.
Should we take a look at them?
Let's have a look at them. There we go. Now we have the racket bags with us. They come in a Pro Performance Edition, or maybe the tournament bag you'd call them, and then the more classical, smaller bag you can carry on your shoulders. But I think now we've gone over the general specs, the general changes. It's continuing the Astrox line of being a power racket. They have taken some of the stuff that's really liked from the first generation and brought it back again. And I guess if you are a player that's maybe has the ADS-S or D in the Pro versions, the racket and the frame with everything, with the embedded grommets, the power assist system, the 76-hole string system, or grommet system, it's all very much like those rackets. The only difference here is just the new end cap, and the weight is very much different.
It is very, very different.
Now, we tested this thing actually, and we tested the two older versions, and they're all strung at around 30, 31 pounds with the Aerobat string. And we also tested the Astrox 200 ZZ in the 3U version. Now, all of these rackets are the 4U versions, so they should be less heavy than the 3U version, but both of our consensus is that when we tested this hammer of the Astrox 99 third generation, it was considerably heavier to swing than the 100 ZZ in the 3U version.
Yeah,
which should be a hammer like nothing else, because the 100 ZZ on its own is a heavy racket.
It is.
It's head heavy, and in the 3U version, it's even more of a head heavy racket. Yet this thing actually felt considerably heavier.
Yeah, it's also special because of the where they have put all the weight, which is more up here in the head. So you can kind of like feel that when you get like swinging around, flat drive to the net, of course with the smashes and clears, you just felt more weight out here at the head.
Yeah.
And you could immediately, feel the difference when we picked up the 100 ZZ version here. That okay, now it's actually lighter. It's easier for me to do quick shots and fast power drives and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And of course you have big muscles as well, and people, I think this, well, who's this for? You need some muscles, right, to control this racket. Otherwise it will be maybe too heavy.
I do think you need some muscles, and I don't think you can use this if you're backcourt players in doubles and you're a heavier guy, but I'd actually in general say this is really a singles racket. It's also been marketed as a singles racket, and I think there's good reasons for that.
Yeah.
It's the general feeling of using this racket is very much, it's stable. And it's like, I actually personally really liked the lifts and kind of the place to the midcourt, but it's all just shots where you have a bit more of a larger, more flowing racket movement, come very naturally with this racket, whereas shorter, more snappy movements, they seem to be harder to do. And I definitely had a short period of time where I had to, I guess, not change my technique, but I had to get used to it. I found myself on the smashes actually kind of cutting a bit up on the strings, almost like I didn't quite manage to release the racket because of the head heaviness of it. Yeah,
you were a little bit late to the shots, especially in the beginning, and you kind of like, okay, I have to actually swing a little bit before I'm used to get the right swing power and timing of the shot.
Yeah, but now let's talk about why that actually may be a good thing for someone. Now, both you and I, we like to generate a quick snappy movement just in the end before we hit the shuttle, but there are also a bunch of players and general badminton players that don't have the same amount of fast whippiness just at the shuttle, that use a bit of a larger swing to generate some momentum.
Yeah.
And the weight of this racket will definitely help you in doing so.
Yeah, and that's also why maybe it's better suited for singles players.
Yes.
Which is not all the flat drives at the net and drives like that.
Exactly. It's more like the big fluid movements.
Yeah.
Like I almost felt this racket actually had me playing a bit more simple.
So precision, we talked about on court. It has a lot of precision. It's kind of like comfortable to do the dead zone shots to the net, lifts, as you said. So a very precise racket, and you can really feel that when you hit it, you had kind of like a clean hit. It bounces off immediately, and it just feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with that being said, as you guys can hear, we have played with it, just tried it. I think we'll have another go at it.
Let's do it.
And see how it performs on the court.
Let's go. This feels nice. Nice touch, nice precision. And now it gets interesting. This is muscle work because you can feel it's a little bit heavier than my normal racket.
What was you said was almost like a power trainer?
The feeling is that it's a little bit heavier, so it feels like that I'm training to be stronger, because it's just a little bit slower. It's still nice and easy, but you can just feel it's a little bit more slow.
It's definitely the larger movement that works with it.
And still the timing, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of an adaptation to it.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to kind of cut like this.
Yeah.
Just a bit. But I mean, it's powerful.
It is powerful.
I mean,
but the swing power, a little bit more slow, right? You need to put some more energy into it.
Just takes time to accelerate it.
Yeah.
But once it accelerates, I mean, the shuttle leaves the head.
Yeah.
And it's so stable. Like at contact, I could swing as hard as I want. And it's just stable. This time that one.
Yeah.
But actually, the more I play with this one now,
You get the hang of it.
I'm getting the hang of it.
You're also strong and muscle with power. So
But I'm actually really starting to like it now. Just need to get the timing of it, and then it becomes actually pretty effortless. But I think the way I can explain this is kind of, I almost need to allow the racket to work for me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. When hitting the smashes.
What about the snappy one in the smash, where after you have done the swing, you need to tighten up the form and the fingers.
Or to stop it.
Yeah, and to accelerate into the smash.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Kind of, but it's definitely for longer, like for bigger movements, I'd say. Like playing with this one. Now, granted, as Thomas said, I am a bigger guy.
Yeah.
But the contact is actually getting better. And I can kind of feel the confidence around how stable the head feels. Like a good comparison would be to the older generation, the second generation. I almost felt like the head was a bit more, it feels hollow.
Yeah.
Compared to this, it feels very stable. Okay, let's round things off then, because we have just tested a bit more, have you just seen, and there's actually been a slight, I think, change. And as you can see, I'm rocking the bag right now because
you are really owning it.
I'm owning it, even though he said the colors didn't match. I think it matches. So, actually, for me, I came into this originally thinking this would be the perfect racket for me before trying it. Then I got to the point when testing it, saying, it's actually maybe a bit too heavy for me, and I was mistiming on the backcourt a bit. But having tested it further and actually starting to get the hang of it, I actually hit some very nice smashes with it, which had some crazy powers to them. And then, as mentioned, the lifts and the control shots are really, really nice with this racket.
Yeah, you had that feeling that it was growing on you. You got more comfortable adjusting small stuff, but you could also still feel that your muscles was working a little bit more than with your older racket.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, having just put another racket in my hand right now, the racket feels so light, even though it's still the 100 set in the 3U version. Now, I think we are standing tall on what we said from the start, that this is definitely a singles racket for strong singles players. And the strong singles players out there, I think you will love this racket. Now, Thomas, this racket was not the one for you.
Definitely not. No. I also like much lighter and faster rackets in general. So, of course, this would be to go the wrong way for me, to put more weight in the head. That wouldn't work for me in my mixed doubles game with all those faster drives and quick reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see the point that it's good for single, for the control and position and stuff like this.
Yeah, and those raw power shots.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing is just in doubles that those don't happen as often, and the movements in single tend to be these bigger, longer swings, whereas doubles is these faster ones. But I think one thing we both agreed on, that changing from this second generation to this, it's two very different rackets.
Yeah.
Weight-wise, feeling-wise, the different
Look-wise.
string, the
Yeah,
look,
design.
everything.
Yeah.
So if you just have the old one and feeling I'm just going to upgrade to the new one, it's going to be the same racket. No, it's not. This is a completely different beast, and it's a beast that's gone one way to specialize in this raw power and control. So if that's you, I think we have the racket for you. If that's not, and if you've been struggling with some injuries in your shoulder, your elbow, anything, we'd say maybe hold out on using this one because it is heavy. That comes with its good parts, but also the bad parts. And now to be proper YouTubers, it's our turn to say, please subscribe, like, follow, Instagram, everything. You know the whole ordeal, but it helps us, and hopefully it'll also help you guys see the content that's gonna be coming out in the next period. And as always, we do have our members platform for those of you that really, really wanna learn badminton and maybe just accelerate your learning a bit past your friends. Wink.
Yeah, and even more, join our World Camp in Denmark. We have that every year.
Yeah.
In the summertime here in Denmark, so come join us on that as well. So we are online, but you can also meet us, physically here on court and try to develop your game.
Perfect. But I think we're rounding this review off. I'm gonna head off with my new bag. I'm not gonna listen to this guy. This is mine now.
You need to wear the white one. That's cool with this shirt. And take off the blue stuff here.
So negative.
See you guys.